Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of We Are Legion Live. Tonight we welcome Rylei and Nathaniel with us. Good evening. Hang on.
Hello.
There you go. Huh.
How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. How are you doing this tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'll that's my dog. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds
All right.
good. What's up, Boston? What's going on, Mike? What's up, Pinky? Susan? How you all tonight? Our guest had to go take care of his dog real quick. Be right back. What's going on, Mike? That sounds nice, Susan. Should have made me some tea. All right, Susan, we've been over this. Not until after Halloween. Not until after Halloween. Oh, yeah, I got you. So, how was everybody's day today? Yeah, I got you, Mike. Did you saw the video? Did you see the mic and the mixing board?
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Understandable there.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, so my name is Rylei Nathaniel. I'm yeah, an independent artist. I'm autistic. I'm also trans. I'm transgender. I'm female to male, transgender. And I the music that I do, it varies, but it's mostly my voice. Um,
Okay.
it's the power of music is my voice.
Okay. Hang on a
Um,
second.
yeah.
Do you have are you using your phone?
No, I'm using my
You
speakers.
use
Let me get
okay.
some.
Yeah, you got a little echo coming on through. So,
Yeah, hang on. Let's see here. Hang on just a second.
sure, blame me. My cell phone isn't turned up. I have my cell phone turned down. I don't even have this open on my cell.
Okay, I think that's better.
Yeah, you guys doing better in the chat? Still get a little echo. They say I'm okay now. All right.
All right, cool.
So, what got you started in music?
Let's see. Um, okay, so I started playing guitar back when I was 15, and that was like almost like 16 years ago. Um, and from there, but even before then, I've always been into music, listening to all sorts of different types of genres and all of that. And I just fooled around with guitar and recorded myself throughout the years, and just recently I just started to actually put my music out there this year. Um, so that's pretty much it.
All right. Where what platforms do you have your music out there on?
Um, so I use DistroKid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like multiple platforms. It's Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, um, some lesser known platforms out there too. Um, but I'm pretty much in a lot of places.
Well, I was trying to pull up the song that you sent me, but it won't let me unzip the file on my phone. So,
Uh-oh.
uh, you might have to play it from your end if you can. Pull it up and play it if you
Okay.
would.
I do have it on my computer here.
Okay. Well, while you're pulling that up, what is some of the challenges that you've seen being trans and working in the music industry?
Well, so I like to say that I'm an individual. People tend to lump me into different, or they tend to lump me into other trans people or black people, or things like that. And I like to tell people that I'm an individual. Like, I have my own individual experiences and whatever. um I can't say there hasn't been any challenges. concerning music and being trans. Maybe some misunderstanding, maybe, but that's it.
Okay.
Let's see
You know,
here.
sometimes people can run into some difficulties whenever uh, they're trying to come across like that, and which is
Mhm.
I mean, music is music, individuals are individuals, and you shouldn't be judging people by any of that stuff. And
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
glad to see that you haven't seen some of the hardships that I've heard other people have seen
Mm,
uh, in the field doing that. Uh,
right.
so, what kind of places do you normally play? Where do you normally gig at?
So I have a band. Um, we don't gig right now. We just kind of like meet up and exchange ideas. But we haven't had a chance to do that recently because of we all work and the COVID thing and whatever.
Hmm.
But we plan on to.
Right on. Uh, so, have you got to do much work during COVID, or are you just focusing on writing and singing?
Both. I work and I and I do music.
Okay. What kind of work do you do besides working?
Um, so so I do like small gigs, driving. I do Lyft and I also do delivery, and I'm
Hmm.
also getting into computer programming as well. So I'm in school doing that.
Right on. I'm not a program guy. I started out doing programming,
Oh yeah, how did it
but
go?
but I'm more of a hardware guy. So
Yeah.
I build the networks and I do the routing and stuff like that through the
Uh
stuff. Yeah, I do that as my day job for the government. So I,
oh, is that like kind of like network security?
yeah, uh, I uh, I build the whole network from the ground up, and what I do is I build training networks for the Army right now. That's my day job.
Oh wow.
Uh, but I'm hoping to get out of that soon and do this full time.
Oh, the podcast thing. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I hear that it's pretty lucrative. Once you get it off the ground.
Well, it's not only just the podcast; it's the whole thing that I'm doing. Is just I want to be able to promote, and I want to be able to devote more time to promoting because I know there's so much more that I can do
Yeah.
for the artist than what I have time for right now. Because right now I got a full time job. I'm a single dad with two young kids, and I'm also doing this in my spare time. So
Wow. That's a lot.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I do have a song that I have here. It comes out on the 6th of November, and
Okay.
it's an extended version of what I released months ago. It's called "Everything's a Prop."
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Do I
I'm gonna
just
go
go?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead and play it. I'm gonna mute my mic. Well,
Okay, let's see here.
Is it playing?
Yeah, it's playing.
Okay, you might have to take out
Oh,
your headphones
okay,
so everybody else can hear.
okay. Try it again. All right.
Right on. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, you can put your phones back in now.
Yeah. Okay.
We had someone here in the chat say, nice vibes. It reminds them of Boys to Men or Jodeci.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that can't be all bad.
Yeah. No.
What are some of your influences that you get? Some of
So
your influences.
so I'm unconventional. So I listen to a lot of Japanese rock and Japanese alternative and Japanese pop. So
No,
that's where I get a lot of my influences. I grew up with watching a lot of anime, so that's where I
right
get
on.
it from.
Any ones in particular?
Um, let's see. Well, I guess my favorite anime of all time is Cowboy Bebop.
Okay,
Yeah,
familiar with that. That's
but
probably
that's more of a jazzy kind of anime.
that's probably a little bit after I stopped really watching anime. Mine Fist of the North Star was the big one whenever I was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's an old one.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I watched some of the Fist of the North Star and some of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
My my nephew-in-law, he's real big into anime.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's interesting stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's fun stuff to delve into and just kind of escape. You know. Yeah.
Uh, so what do you what are you how are you looking to evolve your music? Where do you want people to hear your music come from? What do you want? Like, what do you want people to get out of your music?
Let's see. So my so I for a few years I've been living as a man, and I've the things that I've and it hasn't been all bad. I'm just but um, the things that I've experienced, I had no idea, like the social aspects of being a man and how society views men and all that. And I would my music, I would like to kind of like reflect that out into the world about my personal experiences, as a biological female living as a man. Um, uh, since it's kind of difficult to talk about, um, because there's certain people that may get offended, or they might misunderstand or something like that.
Yeah, don't have
And
to worry about that here. We're not. There's no judgment here,
yeah,
none at all. So
so I created a band called the Brotherhood Camaraderie Brigade, and it's kind of like it's like a refuge. It's like an open collaborative refuge where anybody, it doesn't matter what gender you are, it's a way to express in a creative way um, your emotions and feelings, and just what 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 experiences you've had living on this planet.
run on.
Yeah,
Yeah, back when you first started talking about that, and you're like, just the social ramifications of being a man and how people view men. It's not all the roses that everybody thinks.
oh
That
yeah,
is,
it
it,
was like a culture shock, really.
yeah, it really
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
see, even the
like
chat says they only judge me here, which is perfect. You can judge me. So yeah, but go
um,
back to. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
but yeah, growing up female, it's like you don't understand the psychological aspects of being a man. You just don't have that experience, and
Yeah,
it took me becoming a man and living as a man to, I don't want to say I fully understand it, but I understand it more, and
yeah,
it's led me to have more empathy towards the male gender.
yeah. And see, because there's things like mental diseases and stuff like that that as a man you can't really show the weaknesses in there, like
Yeah.
depression and things like that. You're supposed to hold those emotions inside and not let anybody see those. And
Yeah.
it really affects guys a lot different. I've seen it from both sides. I mean, I grew up, me growing up, it was me, my mom. I had two sisters around, and my grandma. So
Uh-huh.
and a whole bunch of females. So I've seen pretty much most of my life through their perspective on things, and I know where they're coming from, but they never really got the chance to see it from my perspective because
Right.
of the way society views men different from women. And
Right.
I understand how they do some of that. Like, uh, I'm all for equality for men and women,
Yes.
for everybody. Equality is equality. But what I'm hearing is women don't really want equality. They want what men have plus what they have as well,
Which is not
which
equality.
is not
That's
equality.
not that's opposite of equality.
Because you still have the exceptions, but I'm a girl, and you can't have that if you want equality. And,
Right.
uh, but I understand where they're coming from in that because in like the music industry, uh, I'm a big country music supporter and fan, and especially in country music, it's not even close to equal play on the radio for females to males. It's
That
90% males, and you might get a few females that get to play on there, and they never really even play females back to back.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, see, the females in the chat are getting a little grouchy because of the talking about the equality, but they know I'm right.
Yeah, it's see that's been the problem that I've been facing. Um, just the misunderstanding, the disconnect, um, and you know, I mean, I'm biologically female. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
And
just speaking from
I
personal
mean, I
experiences.
love everybody, male, female,
Yeah,
trans, gay, lesbian. It doesn't really matter. Black, white, purple. I have no judgments on anybody. Everybody's equal in my eyes. But
yeah,
the thing that I always ask a woman is, do you really want equality? Because everybody wants equality until you get punched in the mouth. A
yeah,
guy's, a guy's supposed to just take a punch in the mouth, but a girl's not supposed to take a punch in the mouth. So if
yeah.
you really want equality, be ready to take a punch in the mouth. That's what equality is to me. It's
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it took me being a man to like actually get that. You know, like I mean, but that's just me. I don't know
yeah.
about other women, but that's yeah,
Well, and then it's not all like that. It's just that seems to be what the main narrative is, and I know that may not be what they're trying to portray, but
mhm,
that's how it comes across a lot of times, and that's
yeah,
why it's hard sometimes for people to take people seriously when they're asking for equality, because are you really asking for equality, or are you asking for the same thing that you have plus what I already have, which is not equality,
right,
because equality is everybody's the same across the board.
right.
Um, and hopefully in my lifetime we can get to a point where everybody is equal. Everybody gets,
I
you get paid the same for doing the same job.
I hope so too.
We do like Dr. King says, we judge a man by his character, not by the color of his skin. And
Yeah,
same way with sexual orientation. Doesn't really matter what someone else is doing,
yeah,
unless you're in a relationship with them. It really doesn't matter what
yeah,
someone else is doing. Yeah.
yeah.
So I fully I'm a big supporter of uh, everybody being just being themselves. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, thank you. It's it's definitely um, I guess just having such a unique perspective. A lot of people just don't get it. You know, coming from a unique position, it's
Well,
like a new age thing, I guess.
well, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and a lot of people from my generation just don't understand that. But I guess in the small town that I grew up in, where we all shared the same resources. I mean, we were around everybody. It didn't matter what color you were. Everybody did the same things. We all
Mhm.
together. And we knew there was back then. It wasn't okay to be out, whether
Right.
you were gay, trans, or anything like that. It was highly ridiculed back then.
Mm.
It's people. It boils down. People are afraid of what's different,
They are.
and they don't understand that there's a completely different set of issues that you have to deal with personally just to be out as a trans individual or a gay individual, and you, I gotta respect that, because they don't need any but help from anybody else to be putting them down. No one should be putting anybody else down.
That's yeah. I've always been someone who um didn't really like bullying. I was bullied a lot back in school.
Mhm.
I was different. Just that weird kid, and and I was very quiet. I was very shy, and just the thought of that happening still, people just tearing people down based on the way they look, or just anything superficial like that. It just breaks my heart, really.
Yeah, it really does, and I think it would just solve a lot of issues if people just sat back. And if you can't empathize, then just mind your own business. Really,
Yeah,
I mean, you're it's not hurting anybody or anything like that.
yeah.
Um, but anyways, so let's get back into more music and stuff like that. I
Sure.
didn't. I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable by
Oh,
talking,
no, no,
but
no.
uh,
I'm not easily offended.
okay, well, this is your spotlight, and I thought it might help, especially some of the people in the chat who's not familiar with someone who's trans, to kind of get some background on where you're coming from and some of your ideas. And
Oh, looks like Susan is trying to ask me a question.
yeah,
Where do you see your music in 5 years? Um, I I think I would like to be more involved with my band. Um, you know, um, let's see. Haven't really thought that far, but just something. I want my music to be involved with my band, because it's brotherhood camaraderie, and we support each other, and we want each other to succeed, knowing the hardships that um, both men and women go through, in today's society, especially in my society, Western society, um, where there's a lot of apathy. I actually do want to raise vibrations to where there's more empathy out there towards, I mean, especially towards different people.
I think that's a very good goal to have. We did ask a question from Susan earlier. Do you consider yourself more of a singer or a songwriter?
Oh, I'm definitely not a singer. So I guess a songwriter. I use Vocaloid. It's a vocal or a voice synthesizer. And I do have some people that sing in my band, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a singer either. I don't play instruments either, but I do know good music when I hear it. So,
Yeah.
Susan just asked if you could collab with a major artist, who would you want it to be?
Oh man, that's hard.
Anybody you want.
I guess I guess that's somebody that's more recent, that's been in the news a lot, is Kanye West. Probably him. That's what I can think of at the moment right now.
I mean, it's your wish. I mean, whoever you want to be with.
Yeah,
Why would you pick Kanye? Just
because he's I like the fact that he's exposing the music industry. I mean, people may view him as crazy and whatever, but I see beyond that. Like I mean, yeah, he may show that he's arrogant and whatever and all that, but I see that he does have like a caring heart. Yeah.
there's always genius behind madness.
Oh
Remember,
yeah, for sure, for sure.
remember that. Everybody that we now call geniuses was once called insane.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Einstein was called insane. So
Yeah,
uh, who knows? 15 years from now, we may look back and say, "Wow, Kanye wasn't as crazy as we thought he was."
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and he does make good music, and he does do a lot of good collabs with people. So
yeah.
uh, there's nothing wrong with that. And uh, I do like that he exposes the music industry, and there
It's
need,
very, yeah, it's very ballsy. You know, I mean, he could get, you know, he can get hurt or killed for it.
yeah, I mean, that's that's things. I mean, sometimes like people, you got to have that one person to start it
Yeah,
and to start calling people out, and then
yeah,
you get other people to follow. But the problem is always finding the one person, uh, the spark to ignite the flame is what I like to call them. Yes.
yeah.
There, Susan also asked, who was your first inspiration?
My first inspiration, man, you know what, I really don't know my first inspiration. Um, you know, I guess from what I remember, just watching because I grew up in the '90s, as a kid, just watching MTV, VH1, listening to the radio when when MTV actually played music, and I would just like watch the music videos and like listen to the songs that they were playing and all of that. I think let's see. See, back in the '90s, my first inspiration, but just it was a lot of bands in the '90s.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, various genres.
yeah. That's everybody asks me, who's your favorite artist, and I'm like, you're gonna have to be a lot more specific than that.
Yeah,
I need a time frame. I need the genre
yeah,
because I have a lot of favorite artists.
yeah.
Most of them you probably never even heard of is what I tell them. And,
Right.
and because it's not like I don't like mainstream music, but even mainstream artists, if you ask me what my favorite song was by like Journey, it's not gonna be what you think it is.
Right.
Yeah. Uh, my favorite song by Journey is City, and most people would, of course, say something completely different, like oh, what's that one they always play? Come on, help me, girls. I know you know this in the chat.
You said it's from the Journey?
From Journey, yeah,
From Journey?
yeah. The one that starts out just a small town girl living in a lonely world.
Oh,
I never remember the name of it because I'm like, yeah, it's so just yeah, that song.
yeah, there you go. City of the Angels.
And yeah, they but yeah, so
Yeah, that's a very popular karaoke song.
it is because I mean everybody wants to, they say they like bands, but then they don't know anything other than what was played on the radio, and
Right.
I kind of question whether you actually like the band or
Yeah.
not. um, because I look for meaning in songs, and what I really look for in an artist is can I feel what the artist was feeling when they wrote the song,
Right.
and then and to get that connection with the artist, and if you can do that, it doesn't matter what kind of music you're playing. If I can tell what you're feeling when you wrote that song, I'm gonna be digging it. I mean, I don't care if you're playing the bagpipes, if you're strumming the banjo, playing the harmonica. If I can feel what you're feeling, uh, then we got something going on, and we start vibing, and I'll start listening to your music.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's that's what I really look for, and I really miss live music so much because of that, because you kind of miss that connection. Live streams are all right, but
Just
still,
the just being there physically.
yeah, you don't get to pull the energy from one another and get the synergy that is there with a live show.
Yeah,
And
definitely vibes. You feel the vibes.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, uh, just it's just and it's totally different for each kind of show. I mean, I was it's a for a rock show. It's a mosh pit
yeah,
and everybody's feeling it. Or if you're at say Journey when their slow songs come on and everybody's got the lighters, or now it's their phones with the light on them,
yeah,
and you can just you feel the energy from the crowd, and that's what makes it worthwhile. Is
right.
imagine for the artist as well as for the people out in the stands.
Yeah, definitely. Amazing chemistry for sure.
Mm. So, what do you? What is some of the what most difficult parts of that you found in doing this music? Not just during the pandemic, but overall.
The most difficult part, like how you mean, like I guess being heard, I guess, or or just just getting more exposure.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I
yeah, I mean,
completely understand. That's why I do what I do is
yeah, and I'm very
because
grateful for
you
that.
know I was like, there's so many artists out there that people just never have heard of, and they don't have a big record company behind them. That's why people haven't heard of them. But there's outstanding artists that people have never heard of, and
Yeah,
that's what I want to do is try to help get artists like yourself be heard.
yeah.
And
I started. I've had a Twitter account for many years, but I just started utilizing it. Um, for the past like few weeks, and I've encountered such amazing, indie artists, and
mm,
and it's like I'm thinking, how come, why aren't you, like blowing up, you know?
it's because there's a stigma when you use the term indie artist. Immediately, most people, and when I say most people, I'm talking about majority, say white people that've been to college. When you say indie artist, they automatically think college radio,
Oh,
and not necessarily the wider scope of independent artists.
I see.
They're thinking more of a folksy type, Bob Dylan style of
I
music,
see.
and which is I try not to use the term indie to describe any of you artists. I say they're independent or unsigned artists,
Gotcha.
uh, because that kind of takes away some of the stigma.
Right.
Uh, because like we got my buddy Mike from Three Mind Blind over here, who does some rock and he does some hip hop. And but if you called him an indie artist, some people would be like, he's a folk singer. He's got a tambourine in his band, but it's not. And he's got some great music. I mean, he's an award winner,
Nice.
and so just using the term indie artist for those who are in the know is fine. But once you get outside the scope of our little community of independent artists, I think the connotation of it means something different. So I would either say you're full on, tell people you're an independent artist or independent, whatever your genre is, uh, or just say I'm an unsigned artist. And that would reduce some of the stigma, and because then you're gonna it'll probably prompt them for questions like, well, okay, you're unsigned, but what kind of music do you do? And then you open up a level of conversation where if you just say I'm an indie artist, they're automatically thinking that you sit around, get high, and you play, okay, and or have drum circles.
Yeah, I'll take a note of that.
Uh, uh,
Yeah, because that is
it's
true.
just some a little stuff that like that I've learned in the last year of doing this,
Yeah.
helping artists. Other than and make sure you're dropping dropping your links on my stream every day that I do. I do
Yeah,
one every day of the week, so make sure you're dropping your link in there every day. And eventually, you're going to build up uh, a, a good crowd from within our community, and we have a great and pretty tight knit community in there, and they're bands from every genre all over the world, and this that follow me, especially on Twitter.
mhm.
Instagram's getting there, and once I get Instagram going good, then I'm going to start working on getting the numbers up here. But we're actually growing pretty well here too, so I'm not.
Yeah, I've noticed that the Twitter independent artist community is pretty awesome. I didn't realize the power that it had. Um,
It
I
started out kind of slow.
yeah,
I will tell you what, the pandemic kind of tailor made for promotion of independent artists because it puts you on the same level as the mainstream artists.
right, right,
Because people were now sitting at home, they're now on their computers doing social media several times a day. And me dropping your links and blowing your links out there, people are like, oh, well, I'll take a listen. And then, oh, how come I've never heard of this person before? And then they go on to the next one and the next one and the next one. And it, even though it's been hard for musicians, I think it was actually very beneficial for the independent musicians because you kind of got put on the same playing field as the mainstream artists because they weren't getting to play those big shows either.
no,
They may be getting the regular radio airtime, but
yeah,
people weren't sitting in their cars driving to work anymore. They were sitting at home watching YouTube videos or on Twitter or on Instagram or Facebook. And the more of those platforms that you can get your stuff out on, the better off you are.
right,
I found Facebook's a little harder to get started because you gotta put some money into ads and stuff like that,
right.
unless you got someone promoting for you. But Twitter's probably one of the best ones to grow a following quickly. Uh, Instagram is very hard unless you do a lot of little videos. And by a lot of little videos, I mean a shit ton of little videos.
Yeah, that's been my main platform. I do promotions on Instagram through
Okay.
Facebook ads, and um, yeah, the little videos that I do, they're anime music videos
Mm-hmm.
that I use my music with, and I get like a few thousand on them views.
Well, I'm going to tell you, please do not spend any money advertising on Twitter. You will get more views just dropping your link in my daily stream than you will spending $30 to advertise over 5 days on Instagram.
I've noticed that on Twitter, like the promotion stuff, it's like expensive.
It is. I was just toying around with it one day and
Yeah.
ran a simple ad for, and it was like $30 over 5 days, so $6 a day,
Wow.
and to run it. But then when I looked at the analytics of it, I was like, I just spent $30 on this, and then I looked at the analytics from just my one tweet that my daily stream, and my daily stream that I do for free just completely crushes whatever.
That's insane.
Every day, my worst day on the daily stream, if you drop your link in there, you're getting probably 5,000 people to look at it
Right.
every day. On a good day, you're getting 25,000 people.
Wow.
So you're playing arena size. It's like playing an arena size
Yeah.
audience every single day. You drop your link in there.
Yeah.
People have I get DMs from people all the time saying it's just incredible, just doing that. And there's so much more that I offer. We have the live streams now. I also have a blog that I can get off my lazy butt and do if I ever. Uh, I got I got I got to get the questionnaire typed up so I can get it sent out to people, but
Yeah.
and then I can start writing again. Uh,
Oh, I do have a article that Buzz Music did about my band. I don't know how to share that on here.
okay, it's you can't share it on here, but what you do is if you can either email it to me or DM it to me, and then I'll get it tweeted out for you, and I'll tag
Okay.
and
Okay.
that way you'll get maximum exposure on it, and I'll tag some of these yahoos over here in the comments, and they'll help me get it put out.
Okay. Yeah. It really goes in depth about my mission um, when it comes to
Absolutely.
music. Yeah.
And see, that's what I try to do with my written blog is I try to go a little bit more in depth into the artist,
Right.
uh, and I guess that's from like personal preference. Is it kind of gives me some idea when an artist starts playing a song, if I know a little bit about the artist, where they're coming from with what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So, have you watched any of my other live stream videos?
Yes. It was the with that guy.
Billy,
Was
Billy Mick?
he kind of looks similar to you?
Oh, you were that was for Honey Bone Rush.
Yeah.
Uh, actually, that was the first one we kind of did, and it was well, actually that was the first one we did with a guest, so it was kind of a little. So, they've actually gotten some better lately. Go back and look at I'd say the last couple weeks of them that I did,
Yeah.
especially like, the Trissette, the Billy Make, uh, and the one that was last night, the Sarah Faith one. That was a really fun one that we did, and we it was
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check it out.
more like uh, just friends sitting around at a bar bullshitting than it was an actual interview. But it was a good time, and but
Nice.
yeah. So especially, and I got a new app that allows me to regram. It's actually called regram, where I can copy a link of someone's Instagram
Oh
and
yeah, I've heard of that.
repost it. And
Yes.
tell you what, you start doing that, you start getting a lot more followers.
Yeah.
It will help you a lot. Ever since just because it automatically it gives credit to the original person who posted it out, and then the person who posted it out, they're going, "Oh, thank you for reposting this," and da, 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 especially if you're promoting music or something like that. And I, I've I've got like I've added like 300 followers in the last week just
Oh,
by
nice. That's
which
yeah. That's really good.
which which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I only had like 2,200 in the first year.
Oh wow.
So 300 in a week is actually quite good,
Yeah.
and actually doing the job of these yahoos over here in the comments because we I have a challenge that I put out that if we can get me to 20,000 followers on Twitter, uh, 3,000 on Instagram, and 1,000 here on YouTube, then I will do a whole episode of this wearing a hula outfit, coconut bra and all. Yeah, that's their reward to get a little bit of humor and poke fun at me. And it's been kind of an inspiration. I mean, it's really start it's starting to worry me on Twitter because man, they're just. I think I've added 500 new followers just in the last 5 days, and yeah, yeah, they're gonna hit that 20,000 pretty fast on there. And
Oh man.
this will be the hard one is getting the YouTube up, but we're already we went from three when I first started this. We're right at about 200 now.
Yeah.
So in about a month we went from three to 200, and so that's not. not too bad. And the more of these I do, the better off. Well, it's hard to get into because they don't ever post what they're looking for in the YouTube
Yeah.
algorithms. So it's just trial and error. And the best thing I can tell you about YouTube is the more videos you do, the better off you will be on getting highlighted by YouTube.
Yeah,
So
YouTube is difficult for sure. Yeah, it's kind of hard to figure out.
your best bet is what I found is to basically post at least 2 to 3 times a week,
Oh wow. Okay.
and your have your videos be at least 8 minutes long.
Oh, 8 minutes.
Yeah, at least 8 minutes because that's the average time that people are watching, and if they're watching for 8 minutes each time, then your analytics are going to look better
I see.
to YouTube, and then they're going to start promoting your videos a lot more.
Gotcha.
You're going to be seen in a lot more top videos. It took me to read 3 books to find that little nugget, so I saved you a whole lot of time there.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's what I do. I mean, it's not just me promoting you; it's me helping you promote yourself. Because I know as an artist, sometimes you'll get caught up in all the other stuff that you have to do, the songwriting, the laying the tracks down, shooting videos, trying to book venues and gigs and things like that. And be overwhelming if you try to do it all by yourself.
Yeah, and there's also a significant number of scammers too.
Oh yeah.
Like like playlist. There's people who buy followers.
Do do not ever pay to be on someone's playlist.
Right.
If you want to find a playlist, I know plenty of people who do free playlists and I can connect you with them. And do never pay for playlists because it's all a scam.
It is.
You should not have to pay for playlist or promotion. I know enough people just DM me, even if it's not me that you're using, I will connect you to someone else who can help you out. Like I have playlists myself, but I only do country music on the playlist for right now because I just don't have time to do all the different genres and do everything else that I do.
Yeah, it's understandable.
And but I do know plenty of people who do techno playlists, hip hop playlists, whatever, jazz, whatever you want. I know I've connected with someone who does that type of playlist, and they do it for free, and they aren't out to screw an artist over. They do it basically like I do for the love of the music. And
Yeah,
wow,
yeah. Ever since I've started utilizing Twitter, I've came across people um, who playlist curators, who want to showcase independent artists and all that um, for free. Um, and I'm very grateful for that. Especially during these times.
yeah, and if you ever have a question about somebody, don't be afraid to DM me, and I'll tell you straight up whether no they're scamming you or they're trying to scam you or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm not about that. I mean, it's about getting the music out there. I mean, I understand people got to make a buck, but you
Not this way though.
yeah, not
Not
that way.
yeah.
I mean, I- I'm kind of old school and I'm integrity all the way. You do the same thing regardless if anybody's watching or not. So,
Right.
and I like to treat people the way that I want to be treated.
Right.
And so, uh, when I started this, I made a promise to every artist that started following me from the very beginning, and I could name you the first 5 of them, and they can tell you the very first day I said I will never charge an artist a dime.
That's good.
And I've never charged. I've had some that absolutely refused to let me take my services for free, so they tipped me, but I never charged them.
Oh wow.
uh, because some people are different than others, and and I don't expect people to tip me. They just wouldn't take no for an answer when I said I wouldn't take money. So I said, if you want to, here's my Cash App. You can tip me, and they threw me a little bit of, but I don't expect that, and I don't even give that unless someone absolutely refuses to leave my DMs until I give them the Cash App. So everything I do for free, and I'll figure another way out to make money off of it. But I'm not going to charge the artist because I know they're in the same position that I'm in, and
Yeah.
they're just trying to make it out there. And whatever I can do to help them make it is what I'm going to do. And that's why I started and I built the community that I've built. I mean, we have.
It's yeah, it's gotten extreme. You're one of the first people that once I started to utilize Twitter, you're one of the first people that I saw. Somebody like retweeted your one of your the your
Daily feeds.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like, wow, cool.
yeah, yeah. Where the people get to drop their links, and
Yeah,
that's when I started doing that. If I originally I started doing that, like I said, I barely begun, and I built up to about 2,500 followers, and then someone reported me as a bot on Twitter, and Twitter locked my original account out and
oh no.
wiped everybody. So I had to start all over at the beginning of November last year. Well, after I restarted, I got my first five back that I started with originally, and then one of them says, "Well, I'm gonna release. I got a new song coming out on Friday." And this is before I realized that everybody even released new music on Fridays.
Mm,
I just didn't know that was the thing. And
right.
so I dropped my first daily thread. It was the New Music Friday, and told people that if they had new songs to drop their links. That first day, we had 75 people drop their music in there. I only had like 15 followers.
Wow.
But by the retweets and the stuff like that, uh, pretty soon it just started snowballing, and we just went over 15,000 followers, and it's not even been a whole year yet.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
we started with that one day, and then I was like, well, if we can do that in one day, what do we do if we do this every day? So I came up with a funny name for every day of the week, and a little thing for every day of the week, and it's just become insanely popular, and I enjoy doing it. I mean, I wish I had time to listen to everybody's music that gets dropped in there every day, but sometimes we're getting 200, 300 songs dropped in there,
See.
and I'm like, I just don't have all that time if to listen to all the music. I try, but I don't have all the time to,
Yeah.
and so. But yeah, it's been fun, and I enjoy the ride just as much as I do anything else. Just talking to the artist and hanging out like this.
Yeah, I mean, I welcome new challenges, new ventures, and meeting new people that have the same passion of music as I do. Um,
Yeah,
it heals people. Definitely, it definitely helped me out in understanding the world around me, um, and in society and all of that. It's helped me um, be at ease. You know.
I mean, and it really does help when you can build a community to fall back on because everybody is in a different place in their journey
Yeah.
in this music, and even people that you would never realize that uh, they may be on Twitter and you may see them dropping their links every day, and they may only have 500 followers, but they've been around the music industry forever, and they've went through a lot of trials,
Hmm.
and they don't care about having big groups of following. They just want want their loyal fans to listen to their music, which is okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
they want to be heard.
yeah, they want to be heard, but then they have a group of loyal fans that's who they perform to,
Yeah,
and they're okay with that.
yeah.
And if that's what they're looking for, that's what I help them try to achieve. If you're looking to try to become a superstar, I can't guarantee you're going to become, uh, but I'm going to help you get your music out to where people can hear it. And the more ears that I can drop your music into, the better chance you have of becoming said superstar. And you know, I had in the whole year, I've had one troll. He he started following me in a week. He dropped his link like twice in my daily threads.
Mhm.
And then he came on one day, like a week later, and he's like, "Where's this magical record deal?" I was like, "Whoever promised you a record deal?" Because it sure wasn't me. Me, I don't have anything to do with record companies or anything like that.
Yeah,
All I ever told you is you put it in there, and I'm gonna get it out, and as many people have a chance to listen to it as you're ever gonna have.
right.
And well, as soon as he started bad mouthing me, there was like 100 people. They're like, "What are you doing to it? Hey, you might want to back up, bro." And
Awesome.
the next thing you know, he's oh man, I was just joking, but I haven't heard from him again. He kind of dropped off the planet. And I was like, you know what? I mean, I understand not everybody's going to be happy, but if you think that I've promised you a record deal or even anything close to a record deal, you're mistaken.
Yeah,
I do not own a record company.
yeah,
I do not work for a record company.
yeah.
What I can promise you is if you want to work with me, I will try my hardest to get your music to everybody as much as possible. And that's what I try to do. And if
Oh,
you're
you're. I have to say, you're doing God's work.
if and I understand I can't get everybody in, and
Yeah.
but I try my hardest, and I know there's more I can do. I just got to have more time to do it. And
I mean, I'm sure you have, like other people helping you out too, right?
oh, I've actually slowly started growing a lot of these people over here in the comments
Yeah.
about Three Mind Blight, Susan, Pinky, Boston, all them. They'll I tag them in my stuff and they'll retweet it out for me and stuff like that. And it's a good mix because Susan's an author. Mike's obviously in music. Stacy's obviously an actress. So
Cool.
you kind of get different groups of people, but the one thing everybody's going to have in common is everybody listens to music, some form or another. They'll listen to music.
Right.
I don't know of one person who just doesn't listen to any music. We've never even heard of anything like that. And even deaf people listen to music for the vibrations. So,
Yes,
um,
that is true.
yeah. And so take those names down, the ones that I mentioned.
Okay.
This the Boston actress, which it would be Stacy Buzz, actor. If you got a
Okay.
pen,
I'm trying to find a pen. Do-do. Okay, I got it. Stacy. And what's her last name?
uh, just it'll be Stacy Buzz actor is what her Twitter handle is.
Oh, Stacy. But
Buzz actor.
hang on a second. I can just do it over here. Hang on. Trying to find her here.
Yeah, if you got Twitter up, you can go ahead and pull them up and go ahead and follow them. I'll
Yeah.
tell you.
You said Stacy Buzz, like Buzz.
Buzz actor.
Actor.
Oh, now my Twitter's acting off on me. There we go.
Okay.
And Susan just posted yours over there, so they should be all clicking on you,
Okay.
following.
Yeah, I'm not finding her. Okay, so STAC.
STACEY.
Oh, EY. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, don't forget the E. You will. Yeah, you'll run afoul if you leave the E out.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. All right, I found her. Cool.
Okay, and then the it's the number three.
Okay.
Mind, MIND B.
Oh, Three Mind Blight.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
already following him. Oh wait, no, no, no,
Okay.
no. All right, I'm following him on Instagram. Is what it is. Okay.
Yeah. And then I always get yours wrong, Susan. All right. So it's
SHE
SHEELIYA
ELY.
IIYA
Oh, IYA
1956
1956. So it's SHE.
SHE
Okay.
LIYA.
Okay, I got her. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah, make sure you follow those three specifically.
Okay.
And
Got
they have no problems helping promote as long as you follow back. Because we have a problem in the music industry where people will beg you to follow them and then they'll follow you,
okay.
but as soon as you
But
follow
yeah,
them,
they won't
they'll
follow you back.
unfollow. And
Yeah.
we don't play that game. Even I don't even play that game.
Yeah.
You'll see like on mine, I can't even remember now.
It's very dirty that they do that.
Yeah, if you're an artist and you follow me, I follow you back.
Right.
And that's just the way I do it. And you'll see on mine, like, I'm following 13.5K and I have 15.1K followers. Well, some of those are just random people and their radio stations and stuff like that
Hmm.
that follow me that I don't normally follow them back because the radio stations do their own promoting.
I see.
Yeah. And but any artist, I mean, even if even if you don't consider yourself an artist and you play guitar solos on YouTube, it doesn't matter. You make music, I'll follow you, and but I don't play that game. If I follow you and then you unfollow me, then I'm going to unfollow you and probably block you, and then I'm going to tell all my
See,
followers to do the
I
same.
I don't understand that. I don't understand why people, they want to follow them, and then they unfollow you, but
Well,
they.
it used to be that they had when they were doing uh, the blue checks on Twitter that you had to have a certain ratio of uh, followers to the people that you followed.
I
You
see.
that you couldn't be following like 30,000 people and only have 20,000 followers. You weren't going to get your blue check mark. But they haven't done Twitter hasn't done blue check marks widely in about 4 years. They're getting ready to start back up after sometime after the election, but the algorithm's going to be different for how they do that. And it's just not cool. It's just like another scam when you're doing
It
that.
is. That's how
And
I think about it.
yeah, is we're here to help each other out, not try to get over on one another. And
Yeah, support each other and all that. Yeah,
yeah, and there's plenty of people out there that will support you, and even if your particular genre of music isn't what they like, they still support you, and you'll start to, as you go through that stream every day and see the people who retweet that stream every day, just go up and highlight over the retweets on it, if it'll show them to you and who's done it,
hmm
and you'll pretty much see the same people every day who do the
yeah,
retweets, and those are the ones that are going to help you build the community that you need. And they're, like I said, they're from all over the world, so no matter
which
where you
that's something that I love. I love diversity.
yeah, and you're gonna find, uh, and like I said, they're all in different places in their musical journey. So no matter what your question is, I'm pretty sure one of them's gonna have an answer to,
Yeah,
and that's what it's about. The main thing is, just don't ever give up on your dream. Keep on plugging away and make music the way you want to make music.
yeah,
Because if you're making some music the way some other person wants you to make music, you're not making your music. You're making their music.
right, exactly.
And and a lot of people will tell you that that gives them a hollow feeling they when they actually signed a record deal, and then they got went into the studio and they're like, okay, we love this song, but you're gonna do it this way.
Yeah, see, that's something that I've been iffy about. I have, I have my own record label. I'm not really into, signing into like other record labels because
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to express myself fully, without
Yeah,
any, you know, obstructions or anything like that.
and that's all about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've been going on, and we've been going on for well over an hour. Uh, Anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
Yeah. Please. Buzz Music. They made an article about myself and my band. I sent you the link to your
Yeah, I got it,
um,
and I will
um,
get that tweeted out, and I'll tag the appropriate people in it to get it as much uh, views as possible. Believe me.
nice. Yeah, it goes in depth, my mission and all that, better than I can actually, speak it out. Um, so yeah, it's pretty interesting.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on. You're more than welcome to come back anytime. Just drop me a DM, say you want to be on the show,
All right.
and if you got new music coming out or anything like that, you can pop in. Even if you want to pop in for 5 minutes, say, hey, I got a new single coming out, and can I hop on for a few minutes? Yeah, I'll send you a link and let you hop on for a few minutes and pimp out your single. Or if you start a merch store or whatever, more than happy to. I'm going to get those all linked up on my written blog to where people can just find their artist and click on it. But
Yeah.
like I said, I appreciate you coming on. Have any questions? Feel free to hit me up anytime, and we're glad to have you.
All right. We appreciate what you're doing.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and because I appreciate what you all do.
Yeah.
But you have a good night, and we will see you later.
All right. Bye bye.
All right, everybody. How did that one go? Jeez, people getting bossy tonight. Was it past your bedtime or something, Susan? She's like, wrap it up. I'm sorry. I When I get into a good conversation, then I sometimes ramble on. It happens. I don't talk much, but when I do talk, and like like last night, yeah, I could have sat there and probably talked to Sarah for another 3 hours. But I was like, we probably ought to wrap that